Welcome to Minsk. I've been here for about 14 hours now. I arrived last night, but it was too wet to do any walking around or recording, so this is the first opportunity I have to do a bit of exploring, and I want you to join me as we tackle this crazy former Soviet Republic. But look at that, that's the main station. It's really wild, isn't it, in appearance? It's got that real Soviet futurism type thing going on. One thing which is also common in Belarus is all the little gambling houses everywhere. There's these little casinos, big casinos everywhere. This is another one here. Because gambling is illegal in Russia, I'm sure it still goes on, but it's big in Belarus, so a lot of Russians come down here to gamble. Those classic blue Russian-looking trains bring back memories of some of my trips through Russia and Ukraine. Alright, just spotted another one of these things. This one's called Bunker. Yet again, another little gambling house. These things are everywhere in Belarus. Look at that. 24 hours. They never close. Now it's really starting to look very Soviet Union-ish around here. You got these very, very repetitive styles, and the size and magnitude of the buildings enormous. Look at that. And you got this one here, which just seems to go forever. A very drab cement render. One thing I do love about Belarus and surrounding neighbours is the quality of their little gardens. They always have these nice little garden beds all around the city, in their parks, in the middle of the road, all over the place. Can take you down a classic Belarusian underground walkway to the other side of the road. They don't really have many of these outside of Europe. There are these little underground passages which go beneath the main roads. It's better than stopping the flow of traffic with traffic lights. So they've usually got a bunch of little services down here. Look, we've got a pizza place. Got a little Belarusian diner there. Got a bookshop. What's that place? Like a print shop. You can pretty much find anything down these little tunnels underneath the main roads. They have everything you need, from mobile phone cases to fruit to clothing to underwear. As expected, the rain has begun again. It was pouring all night last night when I arrived in. Now it's just started again. I don't know how much more walking around I can do, but we'll keep trying to push on. So now we're in the main square here. We've got all of the colleges and stuff which kind of surround the square, and we had this classic church here which was built about 100 years ago. It's Catholic. You don't see many of these around. This is Fountain Stolica. There's actually a shopping mall beneath this, which I saw the entrance to as I was walking into that road through the tunnel. You see, this is probably the coat of arms of Minsk. That says Minsk in Russian, 1067. It's probably about 16 degrees, 15 or 16. Not the hottest of days. Rodna, 1127. Maybe that could be another province nearby. Let's see what the next one says. Ah, yeah. Brest, 1019. These sound like different areas of Belarus. You can see those, what do you call those things? They're like cormorants. Or geese. They look like geese. It says Ploshta Niezależności. I don't exactly know what that means. I think it's referring to square. I'm gonna head north, I think. The rain is getting pretty heavy now. As you can tell, I'm getting more and more wet by the second. I was standing under that shelter for a little while because it got really heavy, and now it's stopped a little bit. It's still coming down, but it's not as heavy as before. We're going to push on. Time is of the essence when you're traveling. We're heading deeper into Minsk to see some more weird things. Hear that? I love these old Soviet relics, like the symbol up there, and all the detailing on those pylons. Now the casino. How's that? Free today? See how many more we can find. I'm not quite sure what I'm about to get myself into here, but we're walking past the State Security Committee of Belarus and their headquarters, otherwise known as the KGB. And it hasn't changed since KGB days either. I'm going to show you a bit now. Hopefully I don't get shot in the process. Some of the windows are open. I guess it's not too secure. You can see all the old symbols remain. Look at the grand entrance. You can tell this was something of importance back in the day. It probably still is. There's a few cameras around. They're probably watching me. Watching my face, wondering who this long-haired, animal-looking thing is. Heading back underground to one of these interesting little Minsk tunnels. Always someone playing music. That's a guarantee. Magazines, different shows that are on. Tickets. More business happens under the streets than on top of the streets. It's pretty wild. I just noticed this on the wall. 1981 to 1985 is the date. It's this old propaganda-looking Soviet mural above the entrance to the metro station. It's almost like a mosaic. Look at that. So cool. You don't see that every day. Look at them doing, dropping stuff, or just flying. And tennis. Bit of football, what's that? Rugby. Welcome to the USSR. As per usual, out here in this part of the world, we have another square. These things are everywhere in Eastern Europe and the former Soviet Union. Multiple in many cities, sometimes, like this place. Over there you see the Palace of the Republic, which is the largest concert hall, supposedly in Belarus. Until it's retained a lot of its style as when it was first built. You can also see the little patterns down the side there on those side pillars. That's very symbolic to the Belarusian people. They're very proud of their like lacework and design with quilt, and it even appears on their flag, those little designs. I don't know if this place is open. It looks suspiciously quiet up here. Palace of Culture, that says. Anything inside? No. Nothing there. Nothing there. No. I don't know. I just see these people walk out. So what's going on here? Can I get in? Whoa. I must be stupid. So right now I'm in this little museum where they do miniature representations of all the famous buildings in Belarus, or Minsk. So this is the first one. The Zirovsky Monastery. Zirovichi. And I got this little handy thing to tell me about it. Monastery in Zirovichi. 200 kilometers from Minsk. Okay. The tour of mini Belarus continues. This is the National Library of Belarus. It's a tetrahedron. We've got symbolic buildings from all over Belarus. Kind of unique. Haven't really seen anything like this much before. Always after new experiences. So that was pretty interesting. I guess it saves heading out to those far-flung Belarusian villages a bit. You can see everything in a miniature form. Staying consistent with today's trend. Guess what? We're in another square. And there's always a small little statue in the centre. And this one is the city scales. Maybe an early point for commerce. Business used to happen in this area. We're coming right up on the oldest Belarusian Orthodox Church in Belarus. And typical green roofs, which I've seen before. And right behind we have the classic Svislush river, which runs through Belarus. Beautiful day. We have a few people on boats. That's another little sporting arena up there, and there's an ice skating rink close to that. Looks like we've got a little CBD to our left over here. We've got like the historical quarter over here with all the churches and whatnot. I couldn't help but notice the unusual architecture of this building ahead of us here, with all the curved edges and the little overhangs and all the different heights of the tower tops, various levels. It's quite unusual. I don't know, maybe some kind of a pseudo-Leninist, futuristic, modernist style, who knows? Unusual anyway, let's put it that way. Right now we're crossing into this small little island called the Island of Tears, and it's to remember the Belarusian soldiers who died in the Afghan war for Russian endeavours. It turns out that there were about 30,000 Belarusian troops who fought in the Afghanistan invasion. So this island is actually in the centre of this river that we've been walking along. And it's got a number of different memorials and shrines on it to remember the fallen soldiers. This is the Ballet and Opera Theatre of Minsk. Lights out at this point. This is the program. Alright, there's one more place I want to go today, and that's the market. Now, don't ask me why, but I really love these small little courtyard areas between all the apartments around the former Soviet Union and various Russian areas of the world. And you can see here we've been met with a seesaw, some old looking swings, very unusual looking chair and a sandpit. Plus we have these really funky looking washing lines out here with overgrown grass. Like, this is classic. This is super classic Russian style. Just between all the homes and apartments you have this little communal area where all the kids hang out and the mothers do their washing. And the playground equipment is usually a little bit rough and Soviet Union looking. Like, it's not really built for enjoyment, it's built for, you know, gym work, some of it. But yeah, this is classic. Really classic stuff out here. Thought I'd just do a little detour and show you this. I see this everywhere. A little bit of more curvy architecture for you. Look at this. Look how it curves in and out. Wonder what that looks like from the air. Like a squiggly ball. Very interesting. There's way more. Oh look, there's more of it down there. Look how they've built these 3 blocks. Oh, there's 4. Is there any more beyond that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 5. You look all the way down there. Yeah, I think there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's so weird how these things are all identical and so far spaced apart from one another. Guess where we are. It's another underground passageway. We've got a few pigeons living down in this one. Plus the usual economic trade. We've got a grandmother selling some pajamas. We've got another grandmother selling some nice plants. Another little lady selling some plants. Always something going on down here. It's never dull, is it? Never dull down these little tunnels. Cutting edge design back in those days. See what's in here. It looks huge. Bigger than the Almaty market, let's put it that way. I wonder if there's any apples in here. So what have we got here? Olives, cakes, meats. Gonna have a little browse, see what they've got down here. See if I can buy anything to eat. These cakes look really nice. I love their cakes out this way. A range of different salamis. A lot of it's been packed away because I think it's almost closing time, but we can still see a few things. Lots of different meats, sausages, salamis, chicken, pretty much anything you want, meat-wise. All different little chickens, birds, whatnot. Various birds and rabbits. Cheeses, okay. The dairy section. Cheese would be tasty. I don't really want to buy bulk amounts of it though. We've got all the small little retailers around the edge selling drinks and nuts and canned foods, oils, spices, rice, the pharmacy, more preservatives and jams. Trying to see if we've got anything super unusual. Nothing really stands out so far. Pastas. Chiburiak. Oh, it's like a meat inside a pastry. I've had this before. Might come back for one of those. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not that hungry actually, I'm just more thirsty. Another bakery. I'd love a fruit smoothie or something. I know that's a lot to ask for. We've got the cat food section, embraced animals. More spices. Trying to find something weird, but nothing really is weird. Everything's pretty straightforward. Good marketplace. Stock up on your kitchen supplies. I just thought I'd mention I bought this and this 0.9 litres of Belarusian beer for like $2 US. Not a bad deal. You need to stay hydrated. So much space in here, it's good. You can breathe. Sometimes these markets get very stuffy and overwhelming with odours of meat and fish and vegetables. This one is very big and open. I hope you've enjoyed the look around Minsk today. Thanks for joining me. I might put a bit of extra footage in to show you what I get up to later. I thought I'd just show you where I'm staying in this little hostel. Absolute mission to find it. I walked around for ages yesterday trying to find the entrance. It's behind this really old Soviet block, the entrance on the second floor. And it's entrance 4. There's about 8 entrances. And yeah, I tried to find the 4th entrance for ages last night. Finally found it. And there's a whole process to get in there. The battery's about to run out, but let's try and get through this. So first up, entrance, star 2003. Okay. That opens that. And then we're into the second section. I can't see anything. No lights, but we've got this really old style Russian looking oil heater with its green walls. Okay, this is the room. Like this. 9424 hash. Yeah, we're in. Let's get into this one.